Yoo-hoo! It's the last video I'm recording for you. Kind of sad. All right. Anyway, let's just get right to it. Okay, so you have a practice quiz for your chapter 7 quiz. It looks just like this. I literally just hit new values. Okay, so I'm going to do out these 8. So you should be all set for when you take the real quiz. Okay? Okay, so let's just, do make sure that you have your reference sheet right in front of you, or that you have to the link to it, because you're going to be using those formulas on there. Okay, let's see. All right, let's zoom in, take a look at number 1. So we're supposed to find the measure of angle B, and all right, so none of the 4 choices, I can't just throw any of them out right away. I do have angle C. I'm pretty sure that's pointing to angle C. It's got to be, yeah. So angle C is 119. So if they gave me like an obtuse angle in the choices, I would know that that's wrong. But they all seem plausible right now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use law of sines. Okay, and that one was the one, remember, that told you, let's see, I have angle C and I have lowercase c. So I'm certainly going to use C over sine C. And what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find angle B. So this is the one I'm trying to find, and I do have lowercase b over here, that's 13. So I'm going to do this. C over sine C equals B over sine B. All right, because I do have 3 of those values. There's just one of them that's missing, but I should be able to solve for it. Okay, lowercase c is 39 over sine of capital C is 119. So we're going to set that equal to lowercase b is 13 over sine B. So capital B is the one that I don't know. I don't know what angle B is, but now that I have this ratio, I can just solve for it. So you're going to cross multiply. So on one side, I'll have sine B times 39. And on the other side, I'll have sine of 119 times 13. Okay, so if I want to get sine B by itself, I'll just divide both sides by 39. And remember, when you are solving for an angle, I'm going to have to push something on my calculator. Make sure that you have 119 and then you times the 13, right? You don't want to take sine of 119 times 13. That would be way too big. Any hoosers. So on your calculator, make sure you are hitting second sine. If you're not using a calculator and you're using just a Google search bar, go back to the video on law of sines if you need help figuring out how to type all that in, because that's where I went over that. Okay, so I'll have second sine, and then I do sine of 119, close parenthesis, then times 13, and then I'm going to divide the whole thing by 39. And it should, yep, it spit out 16.95. So if we are rounding to the nearest whole, that's going to be 17. Oh, I'm surprised they gave you 16 and 17 since it's so close. But I mean, it definitely around 16.95. So we're definitely going with 17. Okay, so that one should be choice D. Let's move on to number 2. Oh, there we go. Slide on over. Number 2. Okay, so I'm trying to find angle B again. It's pretty much the exact same thing. So they gave me angle C and I have lowercase c. I'm looking for angle B, but they gave me lowercase b. So I again will do C over sine C equals B over sine B. And let's see, lowercase c is 29. Sine of C is sine of 64. Lowercase b is 10. Angle B is the one I don't know. So I'm going to cross multiply just like I did in the last one. So it would be 29 times the sine of B equals 10 times the sine of 64. Divide both sides by 29. And again, I don't know the angle, so I'm going to have to use second sine. Sine 64 all over 29. Okay, So pop it in my calculator. Second, sine 10 times sine of 64, close that parenthesis, divide it by 29, and that gets me 18.05. So if we're rounding to the nearest tenth, that's an 18.1. There it is, choice B. So angle B was approximately 18.1 degrees. Okay, oh, another thing, also make sure that your calculator is set to degree, because we're dealing with degrees, right? So if things are, you know, super off, check and make sure that you are in degrees and not radians. Okay, number 3. Ooh, an area one. So you learned, you have so many different ways to find area of a triangle now. So real quick, you have the old school 1/2 base times height, but base and height have to be perpendicular to each other. You don't have anything that's perpendicular here, so you're definitely not using that. You also learned 1/2 BC sine of A. And this one's great if you have two sides and the angle in between them. So wherever those two sides that you know the length of, where they meet, if you know that angle, this is the area formula you're going to use. So in number 3, that looks like the choice that I'm going to choose. And your other option is Heron's formula, which you need all 3 sides to do. And I don't have that, but let's see. Is there one of those on here? Yeah, we'll do that for 7 and 8. Okay, so woo, woo, woo. Okay, sorry. All right, so we're here. We're going to do number 3. And we're going to use this formula right here. So A equals 1/2. B and C, remember, are just any two sides of the triangle. So 13 and 14. 13 times 14. And then sine of A, I know in this case it's C, but whatever. It's the angle in between those two. So sine of 138. All right, so there's my values. Making sure that I'm in degree mode, I'm just going to pop it all in. By the way, once you set in degree mode, you don't have to do it every time. But okay, 1/2 times 13 times 14 times sine of 138. And I get 60.89. So that would round to 60.9 units squared. Choice D. All right. Moving right along. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh my gosh. Trying to like hit the clear button and it doesn't always agree. Okay, here we go. Number 4. Same thing. A equals 1/2 B times C. So it'll be 14 times 6.2 times the sine of A. So it'll be sine of 51. Throw it all in the calculator. 1/2 times 14 times 6.2 times sine of 51 should spit out 33.7. Choice B. Yes. Okay, moving right along. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Find each measurement indicated. Round your answers to the nearest 10. Okay, so this one we are trying to find AB. So let's start off with that. I'm looking for this side, and I like to ask myself, okay, well, what letter is that? Is that lowercase a, b, or c? That would be lowercase c. Okay, so you might be thinking, oh, okay, well, why don't I use law of sines again for that? I could do c over sine c, and then, but then you run into a problem, because then you can't do a over sine a because you don't know what angle a is. Same thing with b. I can't do b over sine b because I don't know what angle b is. So the law of sines isn't actually going to help us here. But what will help us is the law of cosines. So you have that formula on your sheet, and if I'm trying to find c, so I'm going to use this one. C squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2bc cosine. Oh shoot, I'm copying from 2 different places. Sorry. C squared 2ab cosine c. So sorry. All right, and I have There's lowercase a, there's lower, oh, jeez, Mrs. Sabia, hello. This is lowercase b, and that's lowercase a. So I have a and b, and I have c, so I can do that. So I can do this one. Let's throw everything in there. A is 28. 28 squared plus b is 8 minus 2 times a is 28 times b is 8 times the cosine of c would be cosine of 89. Okay, so I'm going to put all of that in my calculator. It's going to spit out some value for me. So 28 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 28 times 8 times cosine of 89. So it gets me 840.18. But remember, that is c squared. 840.18. So I'm going to need to take the square root of both sides. If you're savvy on your calculator, you could have done both of these in the same step. That's fine. It's totally up to you. I went step by step just so you could see it. And we've got 28.98. So that is going to round up to 29. And we're in meters. So choice C. Okay, moving on to 6. All right, we're basically doing the same thing here. I actually like this one a little bit better because it's spread out more. So I'm trying to find C, which is side AB, right? And they gave me B, they gave me A, and I have angle C. So I'm actually going to use the same exact one and plug in what I know. So C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. Okay, let's pop in what we know. A is 17. B is 20. Minus 2 times A was 17. B was 20. Times the cosine of C, which is 98. All right, so again, throw that all in. 17 squared, 20 squared, minus 2 times 17 times 20 times the cosine of 98. I get, for that number, 783.64. 783.64. So now I just need the square root of all of that. And I should have my answer, 27.99. So that is going to be 28, choice C. Okay, last two, here we go. 7. All right, again, we're finding the area. And we were talking earlier, if you're going to do area, are you going to do 1/2 base times height here? No, because you don't know what the height is, so that would be annoying. Are you going to do 1/2 BC times the sine of A? No, because you don't know any of the angles, so you don't know what the sine of A is, so I wouldn't do that either. But what you would do is use Heron's area formula. So if you remember, that requires you to find the semi-perimeter first. The semi-perimeter is just half the perimeter. That's it. So you're just going to add the 3 angles, add the 3 sides together, divide by 2. That's it. That's all it is. Okay. So on your formula sheet, it looks like this: 1/2 A plus B plus C. A, B, and C are just the 3 sides of the triangle, right? So you just add them all together, take half. So let's find out what that is in this case. Oh, and this triangle is ABC. So that's A, that's B, that's C. It doesn't really matter though. Just pick one of them to be A, B, and C because you're just adding them all together anyway. So we'd be doing 9.8 plus 12 plus 12 again. So let's figure this out. That'd be okay, I get 16.9 for S. Okay, I'm actually going to write that. I'll write it over here because I need to erase some of this. So I need some more room. All right, so now once you have S, now you go to the actual formula. Okay, again, that is on your reference sheet, but here it is. The area of the triangle is going to be equal to a big old square root. And then you're going to do S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. So it's tedious because there's a lot of pieces, but it's not particularly hard. It's just annoying because there's a lot of little parts. Okay, so S, remember, is 16.9. So we'll do 16.9 times 16.9 minus A was 9.8 times 16.9 minus B, which is 12. And then one more, I'm going to have to squeeze it in down here. 16.9 minus C, which is again 12. Okay, so we'll ask Mr. Calculator to do all this. So I'll take a big old square root of 16.9 times 16.9 minus 9.8 times that by 16.9 minus 12. And then again, close it all up. I get 53.67. 53.67. So that's going to round to 53.7 if we round to the nearest 10. Choice B. Okay. Last problem. Oh, I'm so sad. All right, here we go. Number 8. So let's start off with our semi-perimeter. So that's just going to be half of 8, 13, and 11. So let's see what that is. 16. I get 16 as my semi-perimeter here. All right, pop it into the formula. A big old square root. 16 times 16 minus. I've got A, B, and C here. So A is 8. B is 13. And C is 11. Okay. So we'll throw that in the calculator. 16 times 16 minus 8 is just 8. 16 minus 13 is 3. And 16 minus 11 is 5. So I get 43.8. So looks like choice D. Oh, all right, guys, that's it. So hopefully you will be ready for your quiz whenever you decide to take it. I hope you will get a 100. I don't know if any of you will be tuning in to hear me ever again. Oh my gosh. Well, I wish you all so much luck. I didn't plan on getting emotional going over a practice quiz, but I guess that's where we're at. Okay. Oh, on my wedding day, I was so worried about crying and messing up my makeup, and there would always like be these pictures of, you know, you ugly crying. So the only thing that I found, and it actually works, the only thing that can like stop you is like make it like purposely make an ugly face. So then I don't know, it gets you to stop crying. I don't know, it worked for me. So I was able to not like bawl all day on my wedding day. Not because I was sad, I was super happy, but anyway, so anyway, I'm sorry that things kind of happened the way they did for you. So I wish you good luck. Okay, I'm just gonna end it because my ugly face trick isn't working. Anyway, feel free to like send me emails like down the line. Let me know how you're doing, and I just wish you the best. Okay, bye.